guys, and welcome back to News Genres, where we discuss comics, movies, games, and more. Here to talk to you about Daredevil Born Again. Now, as I've stated before, and I'm going to state it again, Daredevil should be a series that should be TV mature, and the reason being is because Daredevil, specifically that property, does really well when it has the mature rating, and as a lot of fans will agree, that Daredevil actually does well when it has the mature rating, especially the Netflix series. Now, if you've all seen the Marvel Netflix Daredevil series run, then you would know that that had the TV MA treatment. And of course, that series was amazing, and I think it should continue being that way once it's already transitioned to Disney Plus. And we're already getting a new series coming now on Disney Plus, Daredevil Born Again, which is set to premiere sometime in 2024. Daredevil Born Again won't be out until the spring of 2024. However, fans of the original Netflix production should be excited to hear that the latest rumors surrounding Matt Murdock's MCU incarnation, as they point out in the show, could stick with the same mature rating. And this is really good news. Now, you got to take this with a huge grain of salt because this is coming from Game Rant. This is an article I'm reading. I'm not going to be able to post the article link in the description box, as YouTube tends to take down videos with links that are kind of suspicious in this case, but I'm just saying, if you want to look it up, look up Daredevil Born Again rumored to be TVMA or R-rated, and you'll go ahead and find a bunch of articles talking about that as well. So far, Daredevil's 2 appearances in Spider-Man No Way Home and She-Hulk have focused more on Murdock's lighter side, despite actor Charlie Cox stating that this is the same character he played from 2015 to 2018. Nevertheless, that may be down to Matt's new surroundings, and in fact, Daredevil Born Again could be getting closer to meeting the demands of the old Save Daredevil movement that asked for Cox and the rest of the cast to be brought back, as well as Marvel Studios going over its accustomed PG-13 category. And we know for sure, at least lately, with a few of their projects, Marvel Studios has been actually experimenting more or less with more mature themes, like incorporating like sex, a little bit of gore with the recent special presentation that we got with Werewolf by Night, which actually was quite violent, and there was a lot of blood in it, to be exact, to my surprise. But the fact that Werewolf by Night was black and white, they were able to get away with such. And because in the movies they're PG-13, a lot of the movies have to be kind of tame, versus when you put it on a streaming platform, you have a little bit more freedom to experiment and pretty much do with whatever you want. Even Moon Knight had, I guess you can say, violent moments. There was quite a lot of blood spill in that series, but Daredevil is just one of those that's just no exception and definitely has to be mature. So in this case, scoops comes from noted Marvel insider Daniel Rickman, who's a really well-known source when it comes to talking about these details about these upcoming projects coming from Marvel Studios, who was asked on Twitter whether Disney would embrace a TVMA version of Daredevil in the MCU series, to which he simply responded that it was likely, quote-unquote, that it would be the case. Rickman's track record when it comes to Marvel is surprisingly accurate, as he predicted the Scarlet Witch would be going up against an old X-Men character from the Fox's era in Doctor Strange 2, though he's also been off on speculation over things like Star Wars The Force Unleashed 3 being in development since 2020. And another thing that you have into consideration is that Marvel Studios is already planning another TVMA series coming up, and that's Marvel Studios' Marvel Zombies. That's actually going to be receiving the TVMA treatment, although I think it's going to also be pretty tamed, where even though it does have the TVMA rating, it's just going to be kind of tamed, and it's not going to be as gory, as intense as actual true R-rated, gory, mature shows and movies that we see today. So these are a couple of tweets right here that I was talking about. This is coming from Ritik Roshan. I couldn't pronounce the first name, apologize for butchering that, but he's asking if Daredevil is going to be TVMA. At least Daniel Rickman responds with, likely. And he also asks, any chances of Echo, Blade, and Agatha or Thunderbolts? And then he simply replies with, no. So I'm not sure. I hope Blade does get the R-rated treatment. I'm okay with Agatha or Thunderbolts being also PG-13, but Blade, definitely not an exception in this case. Blade needs to be R-rated. And if you guys haven't heard the news lately, and I do apologize for not uploading a video for the past couple of days, I'm getting ready to celebrate Thanksgiving here. Blade's actually going to be probably PG-13, but I hope it's R-rated. But Blade just got a new director, and also at the request of the actor Mahershala Ali, he also hired this specific director. At least he had this director specifically hired, and he requested a bunch of writers to come on to the movie production to actually rewrite the entire script. As you all know, Blade has been in a production hell. Right now, currently it's paused, but they're moving forward with getting people on board and actually to direct and write this film. So recently, Rickman has also provided updates on casting for Daredevil Born Again, but it bears saying that those reports don't include any mentions of old cast members like Deborah Ann Woll, who actually wants to return and feels like there's unfinished business. Now, this is something I also read too. Deborah Ann Woll feels like her character, Karen Page, hasn't actually finished everything that she needed to do. Eldon Henson, John Bernthal, or Rosario Dawson returning. Rosario Dawson has also expressed pretty much heavy interest in returning to the series as well. TVMA is the television equivalent of an R-rated movie, with Marvel Zombies being the only confirmed streaming release set to break that barrier, whereas Deadpool 3 stands as the sole possessor of R-rated bragging rights in film. If Daredevil Born Again is indeed TVMA, the move could open many doors in the MCU, as not only it would enable that beloved mature version of Murdoch to exist, but his inception allows fans to dream of Punisher's return with Bernthal, who's been quoted as saying he doesn't believe the character could work otherwise. Currently, the only other Marvel hero that might still be in contention for mature rating is Blade, as the movie's production woes could keep the dream of an R-rated Blade alive. Now, you gotta also take into consideration that there's a lot of conjecture when it comes into this, because this is actually just a bunch of rumors right now. The only solid insider source that we have here is Daniel Rickman, who has a really great track record with getting pretty much everything correct, along with a few speculations that ended up being incorrect. But still, Daniel Rickman is a very reliable source. The last glimpse of Cox as Murdoch was in She-Hulk's finale, with Matt enjoying a rather wholesome meal alongside his new romantic partner, Jennifer Walters. So any speculation regarding Daredevil Born Again may also affect on how She-Hulk is portrayed if any cameos are in order. So that's pretty much all I got for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. Sorry for the lack of uploads, but Thanksgiving is tomorrow, and I want to wish you guys a happy Thanksgiving. Stay tuned for a new video for that. As I do every single year on my channel, I usually wish people a happy holidays because I love the holidays, and the holidays are definitely my favorite time of year. And Thanksgiving is a big one for sure tomorrow. So anyways, guys, you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and click on the bell notifications so you all don't miss anything. And as always, I will see you all in the next comic panel.